Alright, next problem, multiply and write in standard form. So we'll just do a box method here. Alright, so standard form would be 2x third minus x squared plus 9x plus 12. Next one, find the inverse. So y equals x minus third to the fourth power, all divided by 2, which equals f inverse of x. What restriction must be placed on it? So this is positive fourth root. Otherwise, it would have a negative sign out if it was negative. So if we graph the actual function, it's going to look like this or something. So the actual function, or inverse, has to look like this. So let me whip out the calc. So we're going to graph f of x. Alright, now we're going to look at the domain. So we see that does not exist. When it's less than 0, when x is less than 0. So the restriction we're going to have to say y must be greater or equal to 0, and x must be greater or equal to 3. Because in the calculator over here, x is greater than or equal to 0 in the real function. Oh, for the original function, I read that wrong. X must be greater or equal to 0. Oh, okay. And then y must be greater or equal to 3. Sorry, I'm just really tired right now. What is the domain and range of the inverse? Let's graph the inverse. Okay. I go to the table. Or we can go to the graph. We can see what is the domain and range. That's more accurate of what it's gonna look like. So in the graph over here, it doesn't go below 0. So y must be greater or equal to 0. Mx must be greater or equal to 3. It's literally the opposite of this. You just flip-flop the numbers. Is the inverse a function? Yeah. One input for one output. If you do the line, here I'll draw it real quick. So 10's my calculator. So you have one point there. And we have 1 point there, 1 point there, 1 point there, and I mean I didn't draw it perfectly, but alright. That's probably closer. So you get one input for one output. Alright, next problem. Don't need the calc for this one. F of g of 3. So we're going to plug it into g first, because g's in the inside. So 7 times 3 minus 3 equals 21 minus 3, which is 18. Now I plugged 18 into f, so 18 plus 3 squared minus 1, which is 21 squared minus 1. 21 squared, you can put that in your calculator. I know you know how to do that. So it's 441 minus 1, 440. Now g of f of x is going to be really easy. All you're going to do is you're going to put g on the outside, so put g 7. You don't have to make it that big. 7 times, now we plug in f of x into Rx for g of x. So we're going to plug in x plus 3 squared minus 1, and then all minus 3. So that's how you plug into a function into a function.